They say a goal without a plan is just a wish. And there are too many of you that are out here wishing and not working and wondering why your life doesn't look exactly how you want it to be. Being envious of people who have the things that you dream of and think, why can't it be me? It's not you because you don't work hard enough. The reason why you don't have your dream life is because you're not putting in anywhere near the effort that is required for you to be successful, for you to have the life that you want. And you're not directing your energy into the correct effort. You need to have a strategy. Having your dream life is not by chance. You can't just wing it and end up where you want to be. You need to have a strategy or at least a blueprint. You need to be following somebody else who's done it before, whether it's your older sister, whether it's your auntie, whether it's a celebrity that you look up to, an influencer. There needs to be a strategy or a blueprint in order to get to where you need to be. Right at the end of this video, I'm going to give you my exact strategy and blueprint on what I do in order to constantly keep on building my dream life. No matter what it is, no matter how big my goals are, I always get there following this exact strategy that I'm going to put at the end. One thing that you need to understand is that God created the earth and he made us in his image. He made us also creators. So you are the one that has the ability to create and build your own life as it should, as it's intended. It's up to you. And if you want something bigger for yourself, if you want something better for yourself, it's because God has placed that vision in your heart. Some people want to be an entrepreneur. Some people want to be a mom. Some people want to be a wife. Some people want to be an influencer. We all want different things because we all have different visions placed in our heart. So you need to figure out and get so much clarity on what it is that you want for yourself. What is it that you want to create with your life? That's the foundation. And that's how I have so much success in my life. I swear to God, guys, because every single year in December, I sit down and I actually plan out, what do I want for myself this next upcoming year? What do I want to achieve? How do I want my year to go? What are the things that I want? And I break it down and I take the time to take it in and actually visualize it. This year was one of the hardest things that I've done. I'm showing you my vision board. This is my vision board. It's down to every single thing that I want. And I had to be honest with myself with what I wanted. I thought I knew what I wanted, but I didn't. I want to achieve certain things. And before I was just sitting back thinking, yeah, of course it will happen to me. Like, of course. But this year I was like, no, I really want this for myself. And anything that doesn't align with that path, I am not taking it on. What do I need to do in my business in order for me to afford these things? What do I need to change? How do I need to be more profitable? What other businesses do I need to start? What other ventures do I need to pivot into in order to achieve this for myself? And so I started admitting to myself, like, yeah, what I have right now is not enough for me. And once I had that clarity of exactly the type of life that I wanted, I started cutting out anything that wasn't that. And I started figuring out ways to level up the things that are going to get me there, period. And so you need to do the same. And that comes with alignment. You need to be fully aligned with exactly what it is that you want. And you can't get aligned if you don't have clarity. So take the time out to really become clear on exactly what it is that you want unapologetically for you, and own it and admit it and be like, yes, this is what I want. I will have to stop doing so many things. I will have to cut off so many things. I don't care. This is what I want. And I'm willing to make the changes to make that happen for myself. Cut out all society pressures and just be very clear on what it is that you want for your life so that you have no regrets. And then the next thing that you need to do is get realistic about what it will take. Changing your life is not easy. If it was easy, so many people will have such a good life. It's not easy at all. It's the reason why it's called the 1%, because there's hardly any people that are willing to do the work and do the sacrifices that it requires in order to get to where you want to be. It takes so much work, and I know this from experience. When I was starting my Brown Bad Society Club, I would work 22-hour days. There was one day where I worked 26 hours. Yes, a day and some change. A day and 2 hours with no sleep straight. And I've done that for years. When I tell you years, at least 3 to 4 years, I will work minimum 18 hours a day to make my dream come true, to change my life. Why? Because I started off with nothing. I started off with absolutely nothing. And so I was willing to do absolutely everything in order to get out of my situation and have the things, the life that I have now. Nothing was going to stop me. Do you think sleep was going to stop me? Sleep was going to stop me from being able to have things like this car? Absolutely not. I was not sleeping. Like 50 Cent said, get rich or die trying. I wanted to get rich. I wanted to get out of my bad situation. I wasn't going to let being tired hold me back. Oh, hell no. With Red Bull, with coffee. Absolutely not. Every time you say, oh, I'm not going to do it today, I'm going to do it tomorrow, somebody else that's more hungry than you is going to get what you're working for. And then in a year's time, you're going to see that person and be like, why did it happen to me? Because you're taking days off. You're taking hours off. I cannot tell you how much work it takes to change your life. When you want to build your dream life, you have to have that fire in you. You have to turn into a lion. You have to turn into a beast, a weapon. Because if you don't fire yourself up, you ain't getting nowhere. It takes work. And so you need to admit that to yourself. Write out all of the micro steps. This is where you are. This is where you want to be. What are all the things that you need to do in order to get there? Write out every single step. It doesn't matter if you end up with 50 steps. Write it down. And now you have a clear outline. And trust me, everything that you think you need to do, especially if you've never achieved success before, you're going to need to do 10 times more than that. But at least have an outline of what you think you need to do. Because then, day by day, what you can start doing is ticking all of those little micro things off of your list. And so building your dream life is a lot more about execution than you think, guys. And it sounds so simple hearing it, but like a lot of people will think, like I said, why is it not happening to me? What do I need to do? You need to just start executing. Just start. Like the next saying is just do it. You need to just get your fucking ass up and work. Like Kim Kardashian said, you need to look into your daily habit because there's so many things that you probably do right now in your day that the person who you want to become doesn't do. And trust me when I tell you, you are not going to get a position that you want without being prepared. And if you do by chance get it, you ain't going to be able to hold on to it. You need to make sure that your daily habits align with the person who you want to become. Do you think I would ever become a CEO if I was sitting around watching TV every single day? Absolutely not. Every single night I will educate myself. I will either watch a course or I will read a book on how to become a CEO. Every single day, I will meditate every single day. Are you educating yourself every day? Are you meditating every day? Or are you watching Netflix? Are you sitting on the phone to your girls just chatting every day? Do you think a CEO does that? Your CEO does that. We don't do that shit. Sit on the phone for an hour and just gossip and talk life. Regular. Hell no. To just sit at home on the phone when I could be educating myself, when I could be reading a book, when I could be studying a course, when I could be executing something that's going to make my business grow, or when I could just be taking downtime and meditating. I'm going to spend it on the phone gossiping. No. Cut it out. And some of you look at other people and are jealous. You don't do anything close to what you need to do in order to get to where you are. So we need to change our daily habit. The girl that you want to be, what does she do? How does she dress? How does she carry herself? I'm pretty sure there's going to be somebody similar who you watch on TikTok, who you watch on YouTube, and start clocking daily habits. Start researching daily habits and start elevating your life so that you are already in alignment of the person that you want to become. A lot of building your dream life is so much more about your mindset than anything as well. If you can believe something, you can achieve it. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. That's point blank period. Like I said earlier, what you're believing is for you was placed into your heart for a reason. So therefore, you have the tools in order to be able to achieve it. You just have to get up and work. And for me, I just naively believed when I was a child, like I'm God's daughter and God created the earth. Like God created everything and he's going to have my back. So of course, anything that I want, I'm going to achieve. If God created the whole world, why would he not help me get rich? Like this world is so big. The earth is so big. We got the space. This was all created by God and you're telling me he can't help me start a clothing brand. That don't even make any sense. How can he not help you become an influencer? How can he not help you get a promotion at work? Like it don't even make any sense. So you need to believe, have undeniable faith on your goals and in God or whatever you choose to believe in. But you need to believe undeniably. And so I always ran towards this idea of being a business owner because I was like, well, why would God put this idea in my head? He hasn't put it in my friend's head. He put it in my head. So of course, I'm going to become a fashion brand. And it wasn't about an if, it was just about when for me, because that's how much I believed. Undeniable. And you need to have that belief in yourself and in your goals too. And that's how hard you need to be hunting on your goals. When I see friends from back in school, like secondary school and college terms, then I can't believe you did it. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that I used to just chew people's ear off. They must have all thought I was bloody nuts. Like, yeah, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to have my own fashion brand. Everyone must have thought I was nuts. I was never going to make it happen. And you know how good it feels when people come up to me and they're like, you did it. And I'm like, yeah, like, I did. I actually did. Like, I actually worked my ass off. I never gave up on my dreams and I made it happen. And now I'm here. I did it. Like, yes, I did. The lights in my car park keep on going on and off. People walking around. Everyone's coming home from school right now. And so I want that moment for you. I want that, oh my God, you did it. moment for you where you can be like, yeah, I've been telling you that this is going to be my life and now it's here. I want that I did it or you did it moment to happen for you. And that happens with consistency and undeniable faith and undeniable belief in your goals and hard work. And one thing I'm going to say about me is that I've never not had a work ethic. Oh, I've never not had a work ethic. That's why, again, I'm going to say when Kim Kardashian says you need to get your fucking ass up and work, 100% I agree. I always know whatever I want, I'm going to get because I know how hard I can work when I set myself to a goal. And anyone that's been around me, anyone that's ever worked with me, they know. They say, Mugo, you're like a dog with a bone. They know. Once I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. I recently was with a friend and I was like, I'm nervous. I'm nervous for this next chapter in my life. He said, don't worry about it, Morgan. You got the superpowers. He's been around me so much that he knows the way I work towards a goal, the way I make everything happen in my life that I say is going to happen, it's like I got superpowers because I don't stop. And that's what I want for you. I want you to not stop. You need to have an insane work ethic. And yeah, there is so much about, work-life balance and not getting burnout. And I hear it. But at the same time, it's called a dream life for a reason. Because if you don't work, it's just going to stay in here. It's going to stay in here. It's work that actualizes it and makes it a reality. And so if there's one thing I want to ingrain today is just execution. If you just execute every single day, I promise you, you're going to get a lot closer because you can do all the manifestations you want. You can do all the meditation you want. You can read all the books that you want. But the only thing that's actually going to move the needle is execution. The time is going to pass. You're going to go from being 25 to 30 in no time. The time is going to pass anyway. If you just get 1% better every single day, just 1%, by the end of the year, you would have increased your productivity by 365%. That means that your life will be 3.5 times better by the end of the year if you just be 1% better every day. So just start small. And as you get used to executing and you start seeing things actualize into real life, that's going to inspire you. From being 1% better every day, you're going to start being 2%. You're going to start being 5% because you're like, oh, if just by doing these small efforts, I've had this progress in 1 month, 2 months. Imagine if I double down. Like imagine, and then you're going to start going harder and harder and harder and harder. Before you know it, you're going to get to the position where I was working 22 hours a day because it's like, oh yeah, I see the results when I work 15 hours a day. So guess what? I'm going to work 7 more because you know who's not working 7 more? My competitors. And so while they're asleep, I'm going to catch up. And that's how I'm going to have the same life as them because I'm making up for lost time. Now I've got the formula. I've got the strategy. Let's go. I'm not sleeping. I'm not sleeping until I physically can't stay awake. I will fall asleep. I'll be packing people's orders. I will fall asleep with somebody's order. I have a package in my hand like this and a shipping label and I was dozing off. I was not going to sleep. You would have had to pay me when my brand was popping off and celebrities was wearing my brand every single day. You would have had to pay me to fall asleep. I was not falling asleep. You couldn't stop me from working. And so I want that for you guys. It starts with just one foot in front of each other. And before you know it, you're so motivated by the result, by what you've achieved, you're not going to stop. You're not going to stop. And so if you just right now don't feel like you've got the energy, you don't feel like you have the capability, you don't feel like you have the capacity, you don't feel fired up, just put one foot in front of each other. I'll be so real with you. I'm not motivated to do this YouTube channel. I'm not. I'm really not. But I know what I want my life to look like in a year's time. And I know that requires me to upload videos on YouTube. And so here I am, showing up for myself. Not because I'm motivated, not because I got this fire in my belly like I had for my fashion brand. I don't. I'll be so honest with you. I cannot wait to retire and become a wife. I'll be so real with you. I want to relax. But I also know my goals and what I want for myself and how I want my life to be. And it's not negotiable. And so I show up. I'm recording this video. I'm editing this video. I'm uploading this video. I'm promoting this video because I know what I want for myself, regardless of whether I've got any type of fire in me. And that's where you need to get to. Take the first step into the right direction, into the life that you want, and just keep on taking a step every day, no matter what you feel like. It doesn't matter what you feel like. It don't matter if you're motivated, because when I look at my life now, I think, wow, my life is really nice. But then I look back at everything that I've done and I say, oh yeah, and it should. In fact, it should even maybe be a little bit nicer because I'm work. And I haven't stopped working and then I don't stop working. And so I need you to literally view yourself as the person that you are going to become. Like, actually take a minute to visualize. And if you don't know what visualization is, then maybe type it in YouTube after this video or comment below if you want me to do something on visualization. But visualize exactly who it is. Again, this is why it's good to have role models. Kim Kardashian has been mine. She's fine as hell. And she's on her grind and she's a businesswoman. That's what I want to be. She's been my role model. Find a role model and start looking. Visualize yourself. If I was going to be similar to that, how would I be? What would be my version of that? If I was asked to create something like that, what parts of that would I want? I love the entrepreneurial side of Kim Kardashian. I love the work ethic of Kim Kardashian. And I love that she doesn't play about being sexy as fuck. She doesn't play about that. Never do I. A mistake that's held me back so much with building my dream life so many times is me waiting to see. I'm like, okay, I don't really know if this is for me. I don't really know if I'm going to be able to be successful out of this. I don't know if this is going to make me happy. Who else does something similar to this? Because I don't know if this is going to work because I don't see anyone doing anything similar. I'm waiting to see. And you know what? When you wait around and you wait to see and you don't have blind faith, you miss that little window of opportunity that could have been you. And that's why you constantly start seeing people living the life that you think is for you. And you think, why does she get that? Because when there was a window of opportunity, even when she wasn't sure whether it will work out or not, she just jumped and took that opportunity. I hear so many people's stories and they're like, oh, for 2 years, I was only on 100 likes. And I'm thinking, if I was only on 100 likes for 2 years, I would have given up. If I was on 200 likes for 3 months, I would have given up. Swear to God, I would have given up. I would have been like, oh, hell no, this ain't working. Clearly, they're not feeling me. And now these same people make so much money for a living. And so whatever it is that you want, you just got to go for it and just execute with blind faith. Like I said, with this channel, I don't have no strategy. I don't have a blueprint. All I know is that the life that I want in a year's time requires me to be on YouTube. And so I'm using my blind faith and I'm just filming videos and I'm uploading and I'm going to see what happens. We'll see what happens a year from today. And what you've got to understand is that everything that's meant for you will never miss you. You might miss your little window of opportunity, but another one's going to spin right back around. And so what is for you will always be there for you, will never miss you. But when the window of opportunity comes around this year or next year, you don't want to miss it. You want to be ready. A quote that I love is stay ready so that you don't have to get ready. That's me. Oh, there's an opportunity. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. Can you get it? Of course I can get it done. Can you meet this deadline? Of course I can meet this deadline. Why? Because I'm ready. I'm ready for opportunity. Whenever I have a bestseller on my store, my warehouse is not in the same country as me. I will always keep a size small and a size medium, which is a common influencer size or common celebrity size in my house. And borderline, if I'm traveling, I kept a small and a size medium for influencers in my suitcase. Why? I would rather be ready for the opportunity than not. I'm always prepared for the best thing to happen to me. I'm always prepared for the most opportunities to come to me. Always. I will sit and think of everything that could possibly happen that's good to me, and then I get ready for them. And that's probably where so many good things happen to me, because I've already thought of them and I've already thought, how can I prepare for this blessing? How can I prepare for this opportunity? Be ready for opportunities. Be ready to be blessed. I stay ready in every single way. I stay ready. Financially, mentally, physically, business-wise, I'm ready for the best to happen. And that's what I want for you. I want you to be prepared for opportunities, for blessings all the time. And if you don't get started, how can you be ready? What's there to be ready for? You ain't even got the building blocks. You ain't even got the foundation. So start building now so that when opportunities come your way, you can take. And that's just called being in alignment. I love alignment, guys. That is literally just called being in alignment. I'm so in tune with my future self. Back when I was starting my brand, I was like, the future me has celebrities wearing my brand. So I'm going to be prepared for celebrities to wear my brand. I always kept size small, size medium. We can be sold out. There can be people begging, please restock. Because people, no, I'm not giving that one away because that one is going to be for a celebrity. That one is going to be for an influencer that's going to bring in 10,000 sales. And so I'm keeping that there. And it will always happen. I need that for you. People call it delusional. I don't call it delusional. I don't call it delusion at all. I call it self-belief. It's being very clear on what's going to happen to you and then believe in it. People think that's delusional. I'm so sorry if what you believe is going to happen to you sounds regular. What I believe is going to happen to me is not regular. That's not delusion. That just means I ain't a regular bitch. Period. If you just want regular things for your life, that's good for you. I'm happy for you. Not everybody needs to dream massive. I'm not trying to do what Elon Musk is trying to do. Hell no. I don't want to dream that big. And I don't see that for myself. not that level of stress. Hell no. But it's not delusion. It's only delusion to people who can't see that for themselves. I don't like the word delusion. Being very clear on what you want and believe in it. That's what people are calling delusion these days. It's not delusion. It's clarity and it's self-belief. I know that I work hard. So I know that once I'm very clear on what I want, I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to have to be in a coma to not make my shit happen. I'm going to make it happen. Period. If I'm clear on what I want and I've written down the macro steps on how to get there, why would I not get it? Because I'm lazy? Because I wanted to go to a party instead of work on myself? Because I wanted to watch Netflix instead of work on myself? I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to play myself out of my dream life for Netflix. You think I'm going to play myself out of my dream life for a motive? Do you think I'm going to play myself out of my dream life to sit on the telephone with somebody and gossip? You must have lost your goddamn mind. Hell no. This is how I need you to feel about yourself. You need to not play about yourself and you need to not play about your dreams. And you need to know that you don't play about yourself. Because when you know in your heart so confidently that you don't play about yourself, it's a different level of fire that you've got. And what I think here is that life gets difficult. You're going to have struggles in life. Nobody has a smooth sailing in life. No matter how lazy, no matter how easy you try to play it, you're going to face struggle. So why not just pick the highest vision for yourself? It's going to be hard to achieve this. But it's also going to be hard if you don't achieve shit. People that don't achieve shit don't have an easy life. They don't. In fact, I think their life is harder because if you're being lazy because you don't want to dream big, you don't want to work hard to achieve your dream, guess what you're also not going to be able to do? Sometimes you're not going to be able to pay rent. Sometimes you're not going to be able to afford convenience and you're going to have to do inconvenient things every single day. If I don't feel like cooking, I don't need to cook. In fact, I haven't cooked. I haven't cooked for almost 2 years. Since I moved to Dubai, almost 2 years I ain't cooked. I forgot how to use the oven. I haven't cleaned for at least 6 years because I pay a cleaner every goddamn time. But other people have to clean. And that's okay for you. I'm not clowning you. I'm not clowning you. But what I'm saying is that life is not easier if you play small. You still have inconveniences. You have to struggle when your rent is due. You have to stress about money. My point is that everyone stresses. No matter how small you play life, it's going to be hard and you're going to have stresses and you're going to have inconveniences. So you might as well just go big. And like they say, I will rather cry in a Bentley. I will rather cry in this car than cry on the bus. Wouldn't you? We will rather cry in this car than on a bus. I would rather cry in this car than on the central line. I'm going to feel a lot better being able to cry in here, look at these nice stars in the sky and go for a ride to Starbucks and go get myself a nice little juice and then go and pop around my friend's house and have a little chin wag because I ain't got to go to work. I have time freedom. My friends have time freedom because they're their own bosses too. So I can pop around and have a little girly chat with some Starbucks and I can go back home in my beautiful car and have a great day. I would rather that. So why play small? It's not going to be any better for you. Stop being lazy. Dream big and work hard. Stop being lazy. It doesn't make your life any easier by being a smaller version of yourself. And I'm not clowning people that don't have big dreams. What I'm saying is a smaller version of yourself. We all have an idea of the biggest version of ourselves or how we could be if we was the biggest version of ourselves. And we all know when we're just coasting. And not everybody's dream is as big as each other's. But you know when you're coasting. You know you've still faced stress when you've been coasting. You know you've still faced depression when you've been coasting. So just get up and work. I think playing it small increases the amount of bad things that happen to you. Because when you can't afford stuff, when you're not confident in yourself, when you're not feeling yourself, I don't bring myself around an unconfident bitch. I'll be so for real with you. I don't stay around girls who are not confident because they're the most horrible. They're the most jealous. They're the most mean, manipulative, strategic, evil-eye people. If you just took all that energy away from being jealous of me and invested it into yourself, baby, you might even be a little bit like me. Don't let me start talking my shit, guys. Don't let me start feeling myself. I want you to know that whatever you're going through right now, it will get better. Pick yourself up. It will get better. Time is genuinely a healer. I am technically going through so much right now. I just put that shit to the back. Like, oh, well, and... like, literally, if you start seeing your problems like, oh, well, Anne, okay, I'm going through shit, and that's how it's supposed to be. Life is not a smooth, straight sail. Sometimes you're up, and sometimes you're down. And that's normal. It happens to everyone. It literally happens to everyone. There's nobody that's excluded from having highs and lows in life. So if you can just push your problems to the side and say, I'm going through it right now, but oh, well, I'm not going to be going through it forever. There's nobody who goes through it forever. There's nobody that's gone through a bad situation and that bad situation has carried them forever. It's not going to last forever. That's a fact. Tough times never last. It's a fact. Like, it's an actual fact. So you will get through it. And the sooner you just push it to the side, pick yourself up, and start executing and put one foot in front of each other, the sooner the tough times are going to go. So just pick yourself up and move forward. And there's a saying from Atomic Habits, which I love, which is tiny changes equal remarkable results. And that's what I'm telling you guys, your habits and consistency. That's it. Tiny changes in your habit, tiny changes in your routine, adding a little bit extra onto your to-do list. It will equal remarkable results if you just stay consistent. If you just go the whole year, you go the whole year believing in yourself. I showed you my vision boards with everything that I've got in here. Do you want me to show you how I plan out my year? There's so many pages in here. Guys, consistently, I look at this for inspiration. This is everything that I want myself, from financially to materialistically, internally, religiously, everything. Everything I've got in here. And I don't play. I don't play about what I've got outlined for my life. No, sorry, I don't. This is happening. This is a number one priority for me. Everything that I've got going on in there. We don't play about our goals. Not on this channel, okay? So consistency. One thing that you can implement right now, which is a very good tip, is meditation. Take it however you want. You can meditate to like a calming music, like the ocean. You could, or like, you know, when you go to a spa, that type of music. You can meditate to the Bible, chapters of the Bible. Type in Bible meditation. If you are very religious and you want to do it with God or whatever religion you are, you can meditate in silence. Your brain might go elsewhere for the first couple of times, but after a few months, you will get stillness. And what I believe, in order to build your dream life, is that you need solitude. You need to have solitude. And you know why you need to have solitude? Is because how are you going to hear God's instructions if you're not listening? Some people say God doesn't answer their prayers. Was you listening for the answer? Or was you just expecting everything to be a goddamn miracle? Everything to just know and it's done because I prayed to God. Sometimes the miracle is in the answer. It's how he answers your prayers and guides you. And you say, oh shit, this is clear as day that I need to be doing this right now. And at the beginning of the week, I pray to God for some direction on what I need to do, what I need to implement. One of the quotes in my journal was about meditation. And as I was reflecting back, like last time, I really built myself from scratch. What was I doing? And I was like, oh, I was meditating. And every single day this week, since I said that prayer to God, something about meditation has come through every single thing that I interact with on a day-to-day basis. Meditation has been in there. And so that's God's sign. Because before I made that prayer, meditation wasn't in my journal. It wasn't one of the quotes in my journal. I wasn't talking to people that I knew about meditation. The podcast that I was watching on YouTube wasn't talking about meditation. But now every single day, no matter what I click, it's not about meditation. I watched a video just a second ago about how to do talking videos. Just before I started this one, I said, let me watch a video just to get me in the vibes, see if I can get a little tip. The woman said meditation. What the fuck is meditation got to do with a talking video? But it was there. God telling me, come back to stillness, clear your mind, relax your nervous system. That's what you need in order to get to the next level. You know this, we did this before. Don't act like you haven't been here before. And so sometimes the reason why your prayers are not being answered is because you are not being silent and still enough for the answer. Spend time by yourself. Get comfortable being by yourself. Get comfortable meditating. Go for walks by yourself. Sit on the sofa by yourself. You think you're going to hear God's answers to your prayers at the day party. You think you're going to hear God's answers to your prayer at the bottomless brunch. Stillness, solitude. That's how you're going to get the answers, honey. And so as I said at the end of this video, I'm going to give you my step-by-step formula on how I create my dream life. And so this is literally step-by-step. One is clarity. Get so clear and so honest and so unapologetic of what you want. This is genuinely what I want, and admit it to yourself and be confident. I want this. I'm going to get it. Be so clear and outline it so that it's visual. I like to write things down, and I like to put pictures. Like, I've got text in here. I've written down how much money I want to make per year. I've broken it down on exactly what I would spend it on. Like, there's so much in here to be extremely clear on what it is I want for myself. Have that clarity. And if you want me to do a video that helps you to get clarity on what you want, and you can be able to do something like this for yourself, then just let me know. Let me know. You know I've got you guys. The second thing is align. Align with the life that you want. What do I need to start doing? What do I need to stop doing? Where do I need to start going? Where do I need to stop going? What rooms and what people do I need to start associating with? What people do I need to stop associating myself with? I went to Cannes, I went to a business conference. Why? Because I know that the version of myself that I want to become travels the world for business conferences. You don't need a reason to do anything other than this is what the version of me that I want to become would do. That's it. So align. Make sure your actions and your choices are aligning with who you want to become. And then the next step is execute. I've said this so many times in this video, guys. If there's anything you take away, write down everything that is that you need to get to the next step and start executing it. You can do all the alignment you want. You can go to business conferences. You're just going to waste your money because if you're not executing on your goals, nothing is going to happen. Nothing can happen if you don't execute. But the execution is chef kiss when you have a lot of clarity and you're already moving in alignment. Because then when you start executing, you know exactly what to do because you've got clarity and you're in the right environment, the perfect environment, because you're in alignment. So everything just starts, you just get crazy momentum. Everything just starts spiraling out of control. The next thing is make the right decisions. And again, that comes with alignment. It's kind of the same thing. Sometimes you'll face decisions. Do I answer this phone call or do I work on my brands? Do I go on this trip or do I stay at home and work? You're forced with decisions sometimes. And it's up to you to make the right decision that are going to take you to the next step. Yeah, you might really want to do X or Y or Z. Was you supposed to be doing something right now that was going to move you forward and closer to your dream life? Don't skip out on that. Don't ever be like, I was going to work on my brand tonight, but since you've invited me out, do it tomorrow. That's not making the right decisions for your future self. Have your future self's best interest at heart at all times and make the right decisions for her. Period. Take that one in. Take this one in as well. When you are faced with decisions, future self or current pleasure, always choose future self, please. Okay? This one, I know the girlies need to hear this one. I know there's a couple of girls watching this right now that need to hear that one. The other thing is stay consistent. Consistency is key. Like I said, if you go 1% better every day, by the end of the year, your life will get 365% better. And that's more than 3.5 times of improvement in your life in 1 year. And that's not including compounding effects. Once you start working, all your results start compounding. Like I said, the momentum, it just all starts spiraling out of control. And before you know it, it's all down. It's really happening. It's really happening for me. To stay consistent, consistency, there's nothing that's going to reward you more than consistency. We're getting up to an hour on this video, guys. I've been sitting in this car with no AC on for an hour. Stay consistent. There's no point starting and stopping. How many times have you started and stopped? Are you stopped and then a year later, are you seeing somebody exactly where you want to be that just come out of the woodworks from nowhere? Where you was starting and where you was putting the effort in, they were nowhere to be seen. They didn't even exist. You never saw them. And now a year later, they're exactly where you want to be. And you're thinking, damn, this could have been me if I didn't stop. How many times has that happened to you? I know if you're watching this video, this has happened to you before. You are seeing other people excel and grow and come out of the woodworks and be overnight success and not you. It's not because you didn't know what to do. It's not because you didn't have a strategy. It's not because you didn't have a blueprint. It's not because you didn't have an idea. It's because you didn't stay consistent. And now the time has passed. And what that window of opportunity, you missed it and it went to somebody else because you didn't stay consistent. So get back up, stay consistent. Don't make the mistake of just, okay, today's day one, I'm doing 10 things, 1% every day. So take time with it and don't overwhelm yourself because when you're overwhelmed, it's hard to stay consistent. So just do enough where you don't feel overwhelmed so that you can stay consistent. And then once you've got that consistency down pat for a month or 2 months, 3 months, however long it takes, then up the ante, then go harder. But if you're just starting out, focus on just doing something that you can stick to. If you put 5 things on your to-do list and you only complete one, you're going to feel like a failure. But if you put one thing on your to-do list and you complete one every day, you're going to feel like a champion. And guess who is going to get results? The one who has the mentality that, oh, I keep on failing every day. Or the one who feels like a champion because it's like, yes, I'm doing one thing every day and I've really been consistent about this. I know this time is going to work because I've been doing it every day, okay? So just make everything manageable for yourself. And the final thing is talk to God and listen. Talk to God about what it is that you want. Ask Him to help you. And then take the time to listen and hear His voice and hear His guidance. Look for signs throughout the day. When things are being repeated to you consistently, when you're hearing the same thing every single day, maybe that's a sign that I need to be doing it. If you have a gut feeling that I need to do something, do it. Because sometimes the miracle isn't just the thing that you ask for come into life. The miracle is God giving you the guidance in order to go and execute it yourself. Because let's not forget, it's not about God making miracles every day. God gave you a brain, He gave you hands, He gave you feet, He gave you the ability to execute. Show up for yourself. Show up for yourself, show up for your goals, show up for your dream life. Start prioritizing yourself. Prioritize your dream, prioritize yourself. Don't prioritize anybody else. In order to get to where you want to be, you and your goals need to be your number one priority, my lovelies. Okay? As always, I love you so much.